This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Guten Morgen, guten Tag und guten Abend und willkommen bei Northern Europe Chronicles. Welcome to Northern Europe Chronicles. I am Angela Domingo, broadcasting live from Vienna, Austria, and I am joined by my lovely co-host all the way from Sweden. Hi, Jessica.
Hi, Angela. God morgon, god eftermiddag och god kväll to everyone who is tuning in to our Northern Europe Chronicles broadcast this evening. I am Francesca Eiskanen, coming to you all the way from Lund, Sweden. So I'm really excited to be hosting tonight with you, Angela. And for everyone tuning in, it is currently 8:02 p.m. Central European time and already 3:02 a.m. Philippine time. Now, what can we expect in our broadcast this evening, Angela?
Yes, so of course we have our topic discussion, which is my social media habits, where we talk about how we use social media in our daily lives, how it affects our thoughts and feelings, how it influences our values and faith, and how we can use social media more intentionally and positively. And we also have our Northern Europe updates, where we talk about various activities held in our districts. And also we have our Let's Sing and Dance segment, where we showcase the talents of our brethren here in Northern Europe. And also Let's Learn, where we learn several words in German for today. Yes. So without any further ado, let's start with our Northern Europe updates. Kuya Tek, could you please play the banner?
Yes, so for our Northern Europe updates, we have a district activity that we're going to be presenting. So we have some pictures prepared as well. So in Northern Europe, brethren conducted their regular blood pressure and glucose monitoring. This was led by healthcare workers, brethren who work in the health care field, who checked the blood pressure and glucose levels of the brethren. This activity strengthened the love and concern for the brotherhood by looking out for one another, and by maintaining a good health, the brethren are able to remain physically strong in performing their duties inside the church. So these are activities that we're regularly conducting in our district. So we are so happy to see all of the congregations and all of the brethren participating. And then a shout out to all of the healthcare workers who are helping in these activities to help the brethren monitor their blood pressure, their glucose levels, for us to know how we're doing health-wise, for us to continue to improve our well-being, and for us to obviously be able to use our physical bodies in our performances before our Almighty God. So that was our activity for our Northern Europe updates. So let's go to our guests, Angela. Who do we have for tonight?
Yes, without any further ado, let's introduce our guests. So to our guests, please tell us your name, where you're from, and what was the last thing you did on social media? Did you post something? Did you message someone? Or did you just scroll around? First and foremost, we have our guest from Brno. Hello, Irby.
Yes, hello po. My name is Roy Santos from lokal po ng Borno, Czech Republic. Isa pong may tungkulin sa pangulong kadiwa po ng lokal, choir member, finance officer, and CWS teacher po. Last pong nagawa ko po sa social media ay update my fiancé, and then I update my co-kadiwa to share this link to watch the INCRadio. Thank you po.
Yeah, so shout out to all the Kadiwas in the local congregation of Brno who are watching right now. Thank you for sharing, Irby. Who do we have next, Jessica?
Yes, so let's go to Copenhagen and we'll have our guest from Copenhagen introduce herself.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sister Florabelle Jensen, and I'm from Copenhagen, Denmark. So the last thing I did on social media, I just reshared a story where I was tagged in. That's it.
Thank you so much. Now, who do we have next?
Yes, our next guest is from Vienna. Hello, Yuri.
Hello, everyone. My name is Yuri. I'm from the local congregation of Vienna, Austria. And the last thing I did was, I think, just scroll around on social media.
Yes, thank you, Yuri. We have another guest from Vienna. Hello, Leonard.
Hello, I'm Leonard Lopez from also the local congregation of Vienna, Austria, and I'm a choir I'm a choir member. And the last thing I did on social media was probably talk to a few of my friends.
Yeah, so these are our guests for tonight. Before we move on to our topic discussion, we will have a short icebreaker game. So if we could please ask Kuya Tek to put us in a grid view so we can see all of the guests. So while Kuya Tek is doing that, we'll explain the game. The game is called Agree or Disagree. So this is how it works. We'll read a statement and you say if you agree or disagree by giving us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And then we'll reveal if that statement is actually true or not. Okay? All right. I believe, yes, this is everyone. All right, let's start with the first statement. Many people check social media within the first hour of waking up. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Okay, everyone agrees. I agree too. This habit often sets the tone for the day and can affect the mood and focus before anything else. So it really depends on what you see on social media. If it's something good or not so good, it really affects how you're doing throughout the day. So yeah, let's move on to the next statement. Most people accurately know how much time they spend on social media each day. Do you know how much time you spend on social media? Do you always know exactly? So disagree. How about Yuri? How about Kuya Irby? Disagree. Okay, yes. This statement is actually false because screen time data often shows people spend much more time online than they realize. I am actually also guilty of this because every time I check on my settings how many hours I've spent on social media, I always surprise myself because there's really a lot of time that you spend on there. Even with the scrolling around, you don't know how much time actually passes. So yeah. Next statement. Social media algorithms show you more of the content you engage with most often. Yes, that statement is true. This is what you like, what you watch, what you comment on. It really influences what shows up on your page. Next one is social media has no effect on a person's mood or emotional well-being. Yuri disagrees. The Bambi disagrees. Leonard disagrees. Irvi disagrees. How about you, Cheska? Okay, yeah, I disagree to end. It is actually false. Content, comments, and comparisons can influence emotions, confidence, and stress levels. Next one is heavy social media use has been linked to increased comparison and anxiety, especially among young people. Yes, okay. Yes, that statement is also true. Especially among young people. Yes. Next statement, taking breaks from social media has no impact on focus or mental health. Is that true? Do you agree, disagree? Everyone disagrees. Yes, because that statement is actually false. It's important to take even short breaks because it shows in an improvement in focus, in sleep, and emotional balance. And lastly, social media can be used positively to encourage others and share faith-based content. Yes, yes. We all agree, and this statement is true. When used intentionally, it can be a tool for connection, encouragement, and of course, sharing our faith. Yes, so that was it for our icebreaker game. Now, if we could ask Tech to put us back in the original view, please. Thank you. Let's start with our topic discussion. Yes, and we would like to know from Kuya Irby, how much time do you usually spend on social media every day?
When there is work, it is 15 to 25 minutes. When there is a 1 or 2 hours on work days, it is 15 to 25 minutes late, but if there's no work, it's 1 hour to 2 hours. Then di ko inaakala na ganong oras na nagagawa ko pag wala akong pasok.
So it depends. On a work day, it's just a few minutes, and on a day off, it's 1 to 2 hours. That's, in my opinion, that's honestly still a pretty good time. And also, we would like to know, how do you usually use social media in your daily life?
When in the mood, they do live stream of activities like cooking or going for a walk when we have the time. When I'm in the mood, I go live to share what I am doing, like cooking or going for a walk when I have time. And I share the reminders with everyone to stay safe every day and not forget to pray in my stories.
Yes, I'm actually one of the people who can attest to that because KRB and I follow each other on social media. So I also always see his updates on what he does on that day. And honestly, it's really nice to see. Yes. So thank you for sharing with us, KRB. We'll come back to you later. Who do we want to ask next, Jessica?
Yes, so I want to ask Bambi, how much time do you usually spend on social media?
I don't normally track my usage, but I checked it and I'm actually spending an average of 2.5 hours on social media per day. But I know that I'm always on social media when I'm on my way to work and back home from work. And I also do a lot of scrolling before I go to bed.
Yes, I agree with that. I don't check, but I did check before our broadcast, and there were certain days where, oh, that's a bit too many hours, and then there were certain days where we're like, oh, I didn't actually spend too much time on social media that day. But as you said, like going to work, going home, you're commuting, there's nothing else to do in the moment but, scroll on your phone. So I think everyone kind of falls into that kind of routine or habit. But for you, how do you usually use social media in your daily life?
Well, I use social media to stay connected with friends and family, especially that my parents are living far away from me, so I get updated through that. And then I also use it to get entertained. I love watching funny videos of dogs and babies, and that's why my recommended feed is also full of dogs and babies. When I just gave birth, I used social media a lot to find baby food and then see what other moms are feeding their babies.
That's so fun. And we follow you on social media. So we see on your social media is also dog and baby. So that's funny to see. But it's also kind of interesting how we can then use social media to kind of help oneself kind of find information, see how other people are doing certain things that you're still like not familiar with. So that's really interesting. So thank you so much. I want to ask Yuri, how much time do you usually spend on social media?
Well, it really depends on the day. Like Irby said, if I go to school, it's usually less than when it's on the weekends. I did check, and it's 5 to 6 hours that I use, but I try not to use that much. It's really unhealthy. But yeah.
It's okay. I think everyone has those hours sometimes on those days where it's a little too much. But I think it's just important that we admit to ourselves that, okay, that might have been a bit too much, and kind of maybe do something to reduce those hours every now and then. But for you, how do you usually use social media in your daily life?
Well, yeah, I use it to stay connected with friends and family. Also the ones who are living far away from me, like in the Philippines, some family members, and also to, well, what Bambi said, to entertain myself. Just, yeah, just that.
That's the same. I mean, it's social media is a tool for us to be able to stay connected with all of our friends, even if we're not, directly communicating with a specific person, but trying to let everyone know, like, okay, I'm having a good day. I'm eating this. I'm going here. I've been here. So those are the tools. Those are some of the things that we usually use social media for, even if it's just a small kind of update to everyone, generally. So I think we all do that. But Angela, do you maybe want to be the one to ask Leonard next?
Yes, Leonard, we would like to know from you, how much time do you usually spend on social media each day?
So for me, it's about the same as Yuri. So about like 5, 6, 7 hours. But it really depends on the day, if I'm busy or not, or I have a lot of schoolwork. So it really depends.
Okay. Um, how do you usually use social media in your daily life?
So basically, as everyone already said, I use it to stay connected with my friends and family, especially those in the Philippines where I can't like really meet up with them. And if I don't have anything to do and I'm bored, I'll just go through social media.
Yes, thank you, Leonard, for sharing. And before we move on to our next segment, let's read some comments from our live chat. Michelle Hermanson says, I use social media daily to share my calligraphy, journaling, and pen reviews, connecting with fellow enthusiasts while balancing time to stay creative and focused. Wow, that's very interesting. Social media is also a also has platforms where you can share your creativity, your craft, your talent, or your interests even, right? So thank you, Michelle, for sharing that. And Hipólito Gabriel, my father and Yuri's grandfather, gives a shout out to Yuri, saying, "That's true, Yuri. Reduce your time on social media." Yes, and I will too, Papa. So who else do we have? I believe Ate Gian also commented saying, "I use social media to connect with my friends and family all over the world, and it is a great instrument for me to share my faith to my relatives and friends who are not yet members of the Iglesia ni Cristo." And she also gives a shout out to Vanta Finland, and to Ka Alex and Katonet Batulan and the Onyesa family. Yes, thank you, Ate Gian, for sharing that. Actually, speaking of sharing our faith, that is a topic that we will touch upon in our next part. And also, Andre Palerasio, I believe, has also commented saying, "Various purposes depending on the platform. On some platforms, I used to connect with my friends abroad, and on other platforms, it's just for entertainment purposes." Okay, yeah, so thank you to our guests and our viewers for sharing your thoughts about this topic. We'll take a short break. We will have our Let's Sing and Dance break, where we will watch a Christian music video entitled "I Have You," performed by the Brethren from Copenhagen, Denmark. Let's watch.
When darkness surrounds me and all seems lost, and the problems I face are seemingly insurmountable, I bow my head and pray, full of hope, 'cause I have the Almighty who will save me from trouble. People fear for today and worry about tomorrow, but I won't despair. I know you get rid of my sorrow. This world may feel hopeless with the stress and spreading illness, but with your help, my Father, I'm truly blessed. I'll never stop serving you, my God. Even when I'm down, you call me with your love. I am strong and brave. I will never be afraid, 'cause I have you. Inspire me to wait patiently and hope for the grace you reserve for me. fate you reserve for me. In this life and the life to come, I'll be strong, I'll be brave, whatever may come. So I'll be waiting patiently, hoping for the grace you reserve for me. In this life and the life to come, I'll be strong, I'll be brave, whatever may come. I will never stop serving you, my God, even when I'm down. You call me with your love, I am strong and brave. I will never be afraid, 'cause I have you inspire me to wait patiently and hope for the grace you reserve for me. I'll endure come what may. In your church of Christ I'll say, oh, your promises are true. I know I'll make it through, 'cause I have you.
Welcome back to Northern Europe Chronicles. That was a Christian music video performed by the brethren from the local congregation of Copenhagen, Denmark, and I believe I saw a familiar face there. Yes, so shout out to all the brethren from the local congregation of Copenhagen, especially those who participated in this Christian music video. Moving on, before we go back to QRB, let's read some more comments. Katya Heiskanen said, I like using social media to get inspiration for my new journaling hobby. Okay, so it seems Katya started journaling, which is a really nice and fun hobby to have. And Romel Cleophas said, I use social media for sharing and propagation of our faith, mainly connecting to relatives, friends, colleagues all over the world who are not members of the Iglesia ni Cristo. So he says he uses it mainly to share his faith. Hashtag Budapest. So shout out to all of our brethren from Budapest, Hungary. Yes. So now moving on, let's go to Kuya Irby. We would like to know from you, what usually influences what you post, like, or share online?
Of course, posting or liking about the church on all social media platforms, especially sharing my faith. Of course, I will posting about the church activity. That's why.
Yes, so social media is a big help for us as members of the Church of Christ. How else does social media help you as a member?
He is helpful because I check on my members, especially those who are far from on my area, and then also checking on my siblings who I don't see or spend much time with during worship. I also check on those I used to be with when I was still sending, especially the children who have growing up and were on my member in the CWS, and help because it'll check on my members, especially it's far away from me.
So other than sharing our faith on social media, we also help each other on social media, help strengthening each other, take care of each other. And I believe you mentioned earlier, Kadiwa president. As a Kadiwa president, that's also a helpful tool for you in order to take care of all the Kadiwa members you are in care of. Yes. Thank you for that, Kuya Irby. We'll get back to you later. Who do we want to ask next, Cheska?
Yes, so I want to go to Bambi. Bambi, for you, what usually influences what you post, like, or share online?
I post photos of memorable moments because I want to be able to get back to them later on, and it brings good memories. I had posts from long time ago, and when I look at them, it reminds me of those good times.
Yes, I like that. I also, when I do post, it's from moments or experiences that I have that I want to share, but that I also want to look back on someday in the future. So what's also fun about social media sometimes is that they'll remind you, oh, do you remember what you did on this day 10 years ago or 5 years ago or how many years ago it may be. So those are also really really nice memories to share, but to also look back on someday in the future. But for you as well, Bambi, how does social media help you as a member of the Church of Christ?
It helps me in spreading the gospel by sending my friends and family inspiring posts, reels, and videos. It is also a source of encouragement and spiritual growth for me to watch those inspiring stories.
I love that. I also agree with that. Like as a source of encouragement, source of strengthening, especially the social media platforms that the Church of Christ has, where they're constantly posting and sending out reminders um, during moments where you don't expect it to pop up, times where you kind of feel a bit down or feel a bit sad. um, Social media posts will appear on your feed as a reminder for you to continue keeping strong, remembering that God is always by your side. And so grateful for having then those moments when you are on social media, that when you least expect it, you're going to be reminded about what is the most important in your life. So I'm very grateful and thankful for that. So thank you as well, Bambi, for sharing. I want to ask Yuri. Yuri, for you, what usually influences what you post, like, or share on social media?
Well, I usually post pictures from travels in different countries and events that I went to. It's mostly just pictures of like around the place or just funny photos of me and my friends and family. What I also post is sometimes monthly photo dumps where it's just random pictures that I've taken in the month.
Yes, so I believe that's very common on social media, sharing kind of pictures or moments that don't have anything to do with each other, but has everything to do with what you're experiencing or living in the moment for you to share with your friends and with your loved ones. So a lot of us do that to share, the exciting things that happen, the sad things that happen, the things that kind of get you going and keep you motivated. So those are fun things to share. But for you, Yuri, how does social media help you as a member of the Church of Christ?
I find that it's actually a really nice tool to have. Like social media is a really great thing to have because you can easily share your faith now, and it's also sometimes a reminder when you see those like inspiring messages or stories on the social media platforms. It sometimes gives me the motivation and also inspiration that I need in some days.
I agree with that. And what I love, especially with the church's social media platforms, is they'll post reels or pictures or captions with reminders or stories of things that you need to be reminded of. So I feel I get that a lot in my everyday life when I go on social media and I see a post that, oh, I really needed that specific reminder. I really need it in this moment. So I'm grateful for having those. So thank you so much, Yuri. Do you want to take our next guest, Angela?
Yes, last but not the least, Leonard, what usually influences what you post, like, or share online?
So I usually share or like a post when it's something funny or relatable to me, but I don't really post on social media that much. I just post a few stories, but that's really it.
Yes, actually, when it comes to funny videos and relatable videos, what I do is I like to share it to close friends or my siblings. So they end up like with 5 reels in a row in a day. So yeah, I can relate to that. And lastly, how does social media help you as a member of the Church of Christ?
It helps me as because I can easily connect with my fellow Binhi members, and there are different social media platforms where our church has different accounts, and sometimes when I really need it or when I least expect it, I get a post from them, and that really lifts me up or inspires me.
Yes, just like you said, or just like Cheska said, it's really in those moments where you least expect it, but you really needed it, is when you find an inspiring message or uh, an uplifting line where you really think, okay, I really needed that. I'm so thankful that we have that actually. And a lot of times, I personally end up sharing it on my story too, because I know that a lot of my fellow brethren also need to see that. Yes, so thank you, Leonard, and to the rest of our guests for your input in this topic discussion. We'll move on now to our Let's Learn segment, where we will learn some helpful phrases in German related to the topic of social media. Let's watch this.
Hi, welcome back to Let's Learn German. I'm Siren, and I'm gonna be teaching you 10 words to use while talking about social media. First up, social media. In German, it is soziales Medien. Soziales Medien. Habit. In German, it is Gewohnheit. Gewohnheit. Screen time. In German, it is Bildschirmzeit. Bildschirmzeit. Comparison. In German, it is Vergleich. Vergleich. Content. In German, it is Inhalt. Inhalt. Influence. In German, it is Einfluss. Einfluss. Privacy. In German, it is Privatsphäre. Privatsphäre. Distraction. In German, it is Ablenkung. Ablenkung. Connection. In German, it is Verbindung. Verbindung. And last but not least, balance. In German, it is Ausgeglichenheit. Ausgeglichenheit. And that's it for Let's Learn German. See you next time. Bis zum nächsten Mal.
Welcome back to Northern Europe Chronicles. Yes, that was our Let's Learn German segment. And shout out to Siron from Vienna, Austria for helping us out with this video. I hope that you have learned something from this video. I saw Kuya Irby mouthing some words. Yes. Anyway, let's move on to our next segment, which is the shout outs for our guests. Let's start with you, Kuya Irby.
Okay. Shout out in our destinado, ka Danilo Kaalim and ka Giancarlo Jorge. And shout out to my fiancé, Elisa Puentes. Then shout out po sa lahat ng sa aming mga may tungkulin sa lokal, lalo po sa mga kasama po namin sa trabaho, na kapitbahay, amin pong katiwala ng purok at ng grupo, din po ang tawagin po ay Sigdom Boys, at siyempre po sa lahat po na may tungkulin sa pananalapi at na may tungkulin po sa mga aawit. Thank you po for having me.
Yes, and let's ask Bambi for her shout outs.
Yes, shout out to all the brethren in Copenhagen, Denmark, especially the choir members. And shout out to my husband, Emil, who is currently watching us now. Advance happy anniversary. Thank you.
Thank you. And let's ask Yuri for her shout outs.
I'd like to shout out my family here in Austria and in the Philippines, my parents who are watching this right now, my little sister, my aunts and uncles, and my grandpa. Thank you, Grandpa, for the advice. My best friend and our local Vienna, Austria. Also the Binhizena local. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. And let's ask Leonard for his shout outs.
I would like to shout out my parents, my brother Cyron, everyone in the local of Vienna, and my family from the Philippines.
Yes, thank you for your shout outs. Now let's move on with some comments because there are still some who were commenting to our topic discussion, and we still have plenty of time to read your comments. So Raquel de la Cruz says, social media helps us share our faith and different activities of the church. Yes, actually, what I like to do also is when an activity in our district is being shared on our official social media platforms, I share it on my page too. Not just for the brethren to see, but also for my friends to see who are not yet members of the Church of Christ, for them to see, okay, so this is something that they do in the church, which is also a way or a tool to you can use to share your faith. Yes, and Andre has answered the question, how does social media help you as a member of the Church of Christ? He says, it helps me connect with brethren around the world, but most importantly, it helps me share my faith and show others what the Church of Christ is all about. Yes, that's true. Thank you for your answer, Andre. And now let's move on to our birthday celebrants for February. Alexandra Alfonso from Lowitz, Poland, would like to greet Michelle Manaod, Leonardo Caranto, Orlando Tayao, and she also wants to greet her sister from the Philippines, Mariel Buspos. Yes. And also Rochelle Andres from Budapest, Hungary, would like to greet Marvin Lunay, Aris Capili, Marifil Duterte, Raymark de la Cruz, Marvin Panimdim, and Mirna Okube wants to greet Marisa Macabunga, Virginia Manaog, Amy Pilapil, Shirley Salvador, Josefina Rogan. And from Vienna, our birthday celebrants are Gilbert Alcantara, Abigail Alcantara, my sister and her husband, Daniel Domingo, Rosana Rabago, Rebecca Sican, Lowell Murillo, Joey Tungpalan, Angelique Tungpalan, Gino Tungpalan, Christy Perez, Marian Salangsang, Teresita Consulta, Chelsea Consulta. And from Oslo East, we have Eric Michael Placido, Marcel Heinrich, Diane Santos, Cian Santos, Divina Quale, Natalia Nunes, and Kim Hauge. And from Stockholm, we have Jaisel Palayo and Brother James Bautista wants to greet from Zagreb, Croatia, Joy Orbita, Cheryl Dote, Archie Estecho, if I said it right, Haya Garcia. And Kuya Irby just messaged me an advance happy birthday for their second head deacon ka Albert Albayate, and also to his family, Kuya Erby's family in the Philippines, and his mother from the local of and Sister Daisy family. And Sister Michelle Clavicilias from Helsinki would also like to greet Pierre Giorgio Losanes for an advance happy birthday, and all the brethren from Finland. Yes, that is it. And if we could please request Kuya Tek to play the birthday song for all of our birthday celebrants.
Happy, happy birthday to you. Maligayang pati sa'yo. Happy, happy birthday to you. Maligayang pati sa'yo. Happy birthday po!
Yes, happy birthday to all of our birthday celebrants in the month of February. Would you like to read some comments, Jessica?
Yes, who do we have? We just want to greet everyone in the live chat who is tuning in. We see brethren from Budapest, Hungary, from Lapland, Finland. We see brethren from Tampere, Finland, from Turku, Finland. So a lot of brethren from Finland. So it's so nice to see you all supporting our Northern Europe Chronicles every week. We see brethren from Prague, Czech Republic. We see brethren from Stockholm, Sweden. We see brethren, where else do we see them from? We see brethren from Stord, Norway. So thank you so much to everyone continuously tuning in and supporting our Northern Europe Chronicles every week. Now, what else do we have, Angela?
Yes, I would also like to read our viewers personally, like Lisa Castillo, Peter Booth, Cristel Paguyo, Merly Mendoza, Emmy Coloma, Lali Casillan, RB Miranda, Marites Nugal, Jonathan Remidal, Raquel de la Cruz, Felix Zamora, hello po ka-RC, RB Miranda, Selma Mariano, Everta Bento, Mirna Acube. Who else do we have? Hello po, Brother James Bautista, Linel Helloa, Roxanne Isidro, Marcos Mason, Elizabeth Vigand, yeah. Yes, there's so many comments I can barely keep up.
Felix Zamora from Stord, his greeting is, or his message is, I want to greet my wife, Vanessa. So, Vanessa, your husband says hi. So, who else? What else do we have? There are so many brethren in the chat commenting and tuning in. So once again, we are so grateful to continuously and constantly have your support in our Northern Europe Chronicles. But I think we can give some of our personal greetings and shout out. So I'll get started. So I want to greet my congregation of Lund, Sweden, to all of the brethren and all of the officers in our congregation, as well as our resident minister, Brother Frederick Gore. I want to greet my parents who will actually be celebrating their 29th wedding anniversary 1 week from now. So happy anniversary, Nanay and Tatay. I want to greet my sister Katja. I want to greet my brother Nico, and to all the district Kadiwa officers. So those are just some of my personal greetings. How about you, Angela?
Yes, thank you. A shout out to my family and friends all over the world, especially to my relatives from the UK, from Germany, from the US and Canada, and of course, the Philippines. Shout out also to all the brethren from Austria, especially our respective ministerial workers and ministers. Ka Mark Keith Villaruel, ka Pierre Giorgio Losanes, advance happy birthday po. And ka Danilo Kaalim and his wife, ka Laura Kaalim. And special shout out to my relatives who are celebrating their birthday soon. My sister, Ate Abby Gail Alcantara, and her husband, Kuya Gilbert Alcantara. Happy birthday to you both in advance. And also shout out to my co-host who agreed to co-host with me tonight. Yes, it was nice to co-host with you tonight, Jessica.
Same to you, Angela.
So once again, thank you to our guests and our viewers for your active participation in this topic. I believe the most important points that we take with us in this topic is that we use our social media to share our faith. We use social media to inspire ourselves, to inspire and motivate each other, and always to and also to always remind ourselves that we are Christians even online. Right, Jessica? Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so thank you again for watching this special broadcast. You can catch us every Sunday 8 p.m. Central European Time and 3 a.m. Philippine Time. Yes, this has been Northern Europe Chronicles, and we will see you next week.